All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. If you're here with us live, welcome, welcome. If you're watching on the replay, welcome, welcome. And if you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe. We have so many videos here, over 500. You can subscribe and take advantage of all the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring forward to you these wonderful speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their experiences, their processes, their readings, their meditations, activations, etc., so that we can all thrive, so that we can all awaken to happiness now. And today we have a new guest speaker on the show. Kellyboyer is here with us, and we're going to be talking about the collapse of the old paradigm, why everything is shifting, and what it means for you. And so, some of what we're going to talk about is about how the world isn't falling apart, it's resetting. The breakdown of old systems is making way for something new and more aligned with higher consciousness. Fear and scarcity are illusions of the old paradigm, and the new energy is about abundance, collaboration, and sovereignty. You are being called to step forward. If you feel a pull to lead, heal, or create, it's because your soul chose to be here for this moment. Your energy and mindset shape your reality, aligning with higher frequencies through mindfulness, spiritual practices, and conscious action will help you thrive. And the time for playing small is over. Your voice, gifts, and presence are needed to help usher in this new reality. The world is waiting for you to rise. And of course, Kelly is going to be taking some live caller questions, and she's going to be doing an activation live on the call. I think Kelly's going to be taking live caller questions.
Yeah, I
I'm
can.
trying to remember now. But she is going to be doing an activation live on the call, and this activation will be connecting your higher mind to the highest timeline to begin the shift into the new paradigm and activating new light codes within your crystalline DNA to receive the higher frequencies needed for that new paradigm shift. So, for those of you who may not know Kelly, again, like I said, she is new to our show. But she is the founder of She Rises Consulting, She Rises Amplify and Thrive, and the She Rises Amplify and Thrive Foundation. As a business evolution and visibility architect, futurist, and mind shift strategist, she empowers women entrepreneurs to break through limitations, align with their soul's essence, and step into their destined success. She doesn't just coach, she leads profound transformation. Through intuitive insight and advanced spiritual techniques, she clears energetic blockages and blends spiritual wisdom with practical business strategies, ensuring businesses don't just grow, they thrive. Dedicated to radical expansion, mind, body, and soul, Kelly was recognized as Best Psychic and Holistic Healer in 2023 and inducted into the Business Hall of Fame in 2024. Kelly is now on a mission to help women rise, amplify their power, and become the unstoppable forces they were meant to be. So, everyone, please join me in welcoming Kelly to the show. Kelly, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Hello, everyone. My heart is already so grateful for the people that are already popping up here. I didn't expect so many people, and thank you. My heart is so open. Thank you so much, especially for having
Oh,
me. Yeah, I'm
oh,
excited.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this conversation, but I'm also excited about, I like to bring on new speakers because the energy is different. The energy is new. We always have something new to talk about, right? And, when I was talking to last week, I felt like, oh my God, we're like kindred spirits. We're like twin souls. We're like twin sisters. We're like the same, right? So it's like, oh, I'm so excited about our conversation. And when we're talking about resetting, that's what I've been feeling for quite a while, right? So the whole universe, planet is the collective is going through a major reset. But what that does sometimes, it causes so much upheaval within ourselves, right? Because we're like, I don't know what's happening. Nothing is working the way it should be. Like, I'm so confused, blah, 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 right? All these wonderful stories that we tell ourselves. And so I'm so glad that you're here to give us a little bit of clarity around that, right? So everything is definitely shifting, right? And which is a good thing. And I always say, change is always good. Change is always good. It's always going to bring new opportunities, new experiences, um, so that we can all thrive, so that we can all get to really know who we are and, keep moving forward on our path, on our journey, whatever that looks like. Sometimes, I think there was something that you stated there, and I'm like, yeah, it's like that piece about our soul chose to be here.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, why did my soul choose to be here at this time? But the thing is, it's for our own personal growth. It's for the growth and expansiveness of the collective. It's for healing for ourselves, our ancestors, our lineages. There's so much happening right now. It's not just about little old me, right? So
Mhm.
so Kelly, I could talk forever. So Kelly, because it's the first time that you're here on our show, can you just take a few minutes and just tell us a little bit about who you are and your journey and what made you um, become the powerful healer that you are?
Sure. My journey's been quite long, so I'm literally going to like shorten it down. Just for those of you who don't know me, I grew up sensitive. From the time that I was itty bitty, I was seeing spirit. I was talking to my dead relatives and didn't realize that that's what I was doing. I was always surrounded by the beautiful angels. And in my little kid world, this was normal. This is how life was supposed to be. And then, of course, like all little kids, I would step into my family, I would talk about it. And when I was little, it was okay. But as I continued to get older, it just wasn't okay anymore. So my family kept trying to shush me. I always do this, like they're trying to squish me back down. So needless to say, I started just like all of us when we're little. Like we think that we're weird or there's something wrong with us. And I also grew up in a very abusive home. They were very verbally, emotionally, up until about the age of 10, it was physically abusive. So it was a really difficult environment for me. And then, of course, as I continue and I'm getting older and now I'm making friends, talking about my spiritual experiences was frowned upon again. So again, I was squished back down. But truthfully, I'm going to say up until I'm going to say my big awakening, which I really call it my guides taking me and shaking me and saying, get with it. I experienced a lot of trauma. I mean, I've had like 4 near death experiences and somehow I'm still here, which tells me that I'm here for a greater purpose. And finally when I decided that enough was enough and I was going to take control, I literally could hear in the background my guides clapping. And ever since then, I've trusted everything and anything in any direction they've sent me in. And even if it's been a difficult or challenging experience, I truly, truly, like deep down inside, know that the universe is going to take care of me. I truly believe deep down inside that the universe will take care of all of us. And until the universe proves me wrong, I'm going to trust in that. So with all of that being said, even in my career, I really focused a lot on psychology because I just wanted to learn about people. I wanted to learn about their mind and their behavior. So I went to school for psychology and then decided that after I got my undergrad degree that I wanted to get my master's degree, but this time I wanted it a little bit different. It's still in psychology, but it's in organizational leadership. Why I chose that, I don't know. But now, as I'm moving through and things, especially with the things that are starting to crumble so we can rebuild, it's all starting to come together and make sense now. I am a futurist. For those of you who don't know what that is that I see quick glimpses of the future all the time. It happens so fast that when I am just living my regular daily life, I don't realize it. And I'm getting these glimpses. And because I'm a futurist, I often travel into timelines, which is one of the reasons why I'm here to share just about the changes that are happening. And to like, I just want people to understand that crumbling of systems may be scary as we're going through them, but I promise you, when we get when we get to the other side, we are going to create something that is so beautiful that I really believe in. If I couldn't see it in traveling in timelines, I think it's really hard for the human mind to really wrap your brain around. Um, I realize I'm kind of jumping around, but like in my trauma and in my studies with school, um, I realized that I really wanted to help people. So I did start off as being a healer, being an intuitive, really helping people with, I'm talking about deep rooted trauma. It seemed like every job that I've had has always been in crisis work or helping somebody or with therapy. But I really, really wanted to help. I just really wanted to help people see that they are the healers of their own destiny. You know, when we talk about healers, healers hold the container. We feel into the energy and we hold the container. We expand the energy to give you a safe and beautiful environment to just do your own healing. And really, what it is that we're facilitating is your energy and your power to help you heal. And I just wanted to be a support for people that were going through some really, really rough times. And then that, or honestly, organically grew into people coming to me and saying, "Hey, I'm really ready to step into my purpose. I know that I'm a healer. I want to share that with the world. Help me start my business." And at first I thought, wow, okay, I think I can do that. I mean, everything in my business I learned on my own. I will, and with some of my education from my master's degree, because that's part of what it was tearing things down when it came to business and building it back up and making it even better. So I thought, well, okay, I'll start working with people. So as I started working with people, more and more people started coming and asking for help. And that was when one day I got the tap on the shoulders from my guides, and they said, "Hey, um, you know, you're really passionate about wanting to empower and uplift and really help women step into their own leadership. How about if we take your business and we kind of move it a little bit that way?" And I thought, gosh, it could, like, what better way to like really help women healers? And I'm not negating the men, but I have a knack to really connect with women, but like to help women healers step into their purpose. And then as they're stepping into their purpose, they get to share that with other amazing people. And I could see the ripple effect that it had and how what it's having. So that's how I stepped into now moving from, I say moving from healing, but even in business, there's always healing that's happening because there's that deep rooted beliefs and those deep rooted traumas that come up when we start to become more visible, when we start to step into our purpose. But, you know, ultimately, I mean, the underlining message of all of it is I'm here for you. I'm here to support you in any way that may be. And it doesn't even have to be in business, it's just to be the business of your life or whatever it is that you're so passionate about. I want you to know, like, I'm here to support you in any way that I can, because it is so important. And we'll be moving into my topic for us to really step into our own authenticity because we're going towards a time where truly, you know, the universe isn't going to let us be anything but who we are. So embrace it, love it, bring it in, and know that there is so many more people out there that will graciously just love you through whoever it is that you are. So that's a little bit about me.
I love it. Thank you. And you're right. You know, it's a lot of people talk about business, but life is also our own business, right? So
Mhm.
life, relationships, everything. It's all about that. And how can we support each other through our journeys, right? On our path, on our journeys. Because some people are not interested in business, but they have so much going on in their life that that also needs some support, right? So when it comes to what's happening right now in the collective, in the in the world, it's uncomfortable, I'll be honest, sometimes. And what we're seeing in the world right now, especially politically, economically, socially, and even spiritually, because there's a lot of stuff going on at the metaphysical level. What does that mean? Like, when we were talking today, my my dad was talking about how, oh, Trump wants to make Canada the 51st state, right? And I'm like, that's never happening. Right. And he goes, but you know what? If that were to happen, it's like, it's never happening. It's not happening. Just take it out of your mind. Just put it aside, throw it out. It's not happening. But it is up in our reality. People are thinking about it. People are talking about it. People are feeling into it to see, is that a viable option? I'm like, no, right? That's just one small example. But at the metaphysical level, what is your perspective on what's happening for all of us collectively?
So, I really believe, even though we have what we call all of these 3D or physical things that are happening, especially like politically, is in the US, which also affects the entire world because we're all interrelated and we're all connected. But when I take a step back and I look at the big view, to me, it's, I hate to use the word war. I just heard my guys are like, don't use that word, use conflict. I do believe that there is conflict, but I believe that even when we're talking about whether we're talking like when we're talking about physical, I still believe that it is on a spiritual conflict as well, because there are so many forces that are happening behind the scenes that we don't see, but we do experience. And oftentimes we experience it through the collective. So when we're talking about from like a metaphysical or from a spiritual standpoint, and I'm like, people in the US, please don't kill me for saying this, but yes, we have like right now we have our elected president is tearing down all of these systems, right? All of these systems that we spent years and years just becoming codependent on and relying on, right? So when I take a step back, I look at it and I'm going to tell you, not only from the spiritual, but again, from my educational standpoint, I'm like, wow, in a way, this is really great that all of these things are starting to crumble around us. And yes, it's going to bring up fear because we have relied on it for a really long time. Yes, it's going to bring up these beliefs about how we feel about humanity, society, the world, but those beliefs are about us and what we have. And how great is that for those to come up to the surface for us to heal it? But we have to have the old paradigm crumble for us to step into the beauty of the new paradigm. And what does that look like? For years and years and years in the spiritual community, we have done nothing but talk about the new earth. I can't wait to get to the new earth. What is the new earth going to look like? And I'm telling you, unfortunately, we have to kind of go through what kind of feels like hell on earth for us to move to that heaven on earth, which is that new earth. And as when we're in that scarcity mindset or in that fear-based mindset, we think that it's just us. We're only doing this alone. Oh my gosh, what does that mean for me? And I'm going to say that's okay. What does that mean for me? But the old paradigm is what has kept us in that fear-based paradigm, that idea of scarcity, the idea that there is not enough to go around for all of us, so that we remain siloed and separate, so that we feel that fear. And truthfully, when we talk about sociology, when we talk about I'm going to say systems wanting to control, that's exactly what happens. They bombard you with all of this information. There is such a thing as being on an information overload. We get so overloaded with information. We exhaust ourselves. That's kind of when we want to stop fighting or start questioning what's happening. Then we get really siloed. Then they shift in the fear that if you don't do this, this, and this is what's going to happen to you. And then it's like we kind of go into like our own little bubble of where we believe that we truly are separated. That is not what metaphysics is about, or what I'm going to say what spiritual unity and spiritual love is about. We are all connected. All of us on this call are connected in some way, shape, or form. And when we can lose that scarcity mindset, when we can say, when these fears come in, is this really my belief, or is this something that I picked up from the guy next door or from the collective? and it isn't really how we believe, and that isn't true, and we can let that go. That's when we all can be able to come together into unity to create that heaven on earth, to create that new world that I'm telling you, we are moving so quickly towards it that there is no stopping this timeline for that shift of us going into the new earth. And I'll pause right there because I could keep going and going and going, but I'll pause right there. Um, it's just, we
But
gotta let go of the old paradigm. I'm sorry, Shefali. Go ahead.
no, no, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm like, we just gotta let go of the old paradigm.
Yeah, and the thing is, as we are letting go of that old paradigm, as it's crumbling, there's still so much fear. There's still so much resistance to the unknown, because
Right.
once the old paradigm is crumbling, they don't know what's going to happen next. Yes, we talk about the new earth and all that stuff, but that's not going to happen for quite a while. There's uncertainty, and that it's kind of like it's difficult. I'll just say that change can sometimes be difficult, even though I value change. I think change is great, but it's difficult to navigate through because our belief systems come up, all of our fears come up, and we don't know what to do with them, and we don't know what there's no guarantees of anything, as everybody knows, but still the unknown is more scary than what we knew, right? So the old paradigm, even though it's crumbling, it's what we knew, so we feel comfortable with it. The new earth, or the new world, or whatever that's coming up, we don't know what it is, so it's the unknown, so we're uncertain about it. So how can we navigate those fears, that resistance, that uncertainty, that feeling of unrootedness?
Okay. So I, if I can, I am going to disagree. I don't feel that we don't know or that it's unknown, because I'm going to tell you, my reality of what my world is all inside. Your reality of what your world is all inside. When we stop giving away our power externally and hoping that, like, hey, if I hand this over to you, you'll solve all my problems, you'll tell me that everything is good. The moment we let go and relinquish our own power, that is when the unknown comes in. Because I can hand you over my power, Shefali, and I can hope for the best, but I really truly don't know how you're going to use that power, right? How you're going to use
Hmm.
my power to do whatever it is that you're going to do. And I don't believe, for just as a caveat, I don't believe that she would do anything awful. But just as like an example. But you know what? The moment that I take control of my reality, because that's truthfully the only thing that you can control is yourself, and
Yeah.
I step inside, my question to me is that I am going to give myself is, well, what do I want my new earth to be? Because I'm going to tell you, even though we're shifting into this new earth and we have this general idea of what it's supposed to be, new earth is what you make your reality to be. And remember, we're talking about frequency and vibration. So if I'm going inside and I want a world, and trust me, I don't have rose-colored glasses on, because I'm not saying that when I do this, that I'm not seeing the other stuff that's happening. I'm choosing to not be the other stuff that's happening. So when I go inside and, however I want my reality, if I want my reality to be humorous, joyful, full of love, whatever it is that I create it to be, I can raise my frequency to attract what that is. And I'm telling you, whether it's our earth, our earth is splitting into all of these different parallel realities, whatever your parallel reality is of how you want your earth to be, you get to choose that. But it has to come from inside. The moment, again, we give that away, we've now chosen. I've now, like, if I, again, going back to you, Shefali, if I give you my power away, I've now chosen the reality that you want. And what if that isn't going to work for me? And so we have to really, and it comes back to being grounded, being centered, healing ourselves. Healing is number one. And really, really questioning the beliefs that come into that. I'm going to say that come into our head. Is the belief that comes into my head the belief that's really in my heart? Because oftentimes you'll see that there's a disconnect when the heart and the head are in two different places. And so what comes into the mind, like I'm on a psychological level, is it has to go through the logical mind. The logical mind is designed to categorize. It's designed to bullet point. It's designed to label. The heart isn't that. The heart, I'm going to call it the heart mind. The heart mind is open to the frequencies and the vibration. That is the truth. And so we have to, I'm going to tell you, the first thing we got to stop doing is giving away our power to someone else. The other thing that we have to start doing is really believing that I'm going to tell you that we are powerful beings. I'm telling you, we are the almighty beings, right? That we can heal ourselves. We can create and manifest our reality. We can love ourselves to no end and really give ourselves that unconditional love. We can do so many things. And on top of that, when we come from a heart space, we then actually share our gifts, not only with ourselves, but with the entire world. And that any and all of our gifts, when we connect with them, when we use them, when we share them, whatever it is you want, like however you want to call it, when it comes from here, from that place of love, I'm telling you, then I'll say that's when you may have the power to shift somebody else's world, because you know what? They're connecting to that higher vibration. But truthfully, they're connecting to that higher vibration to say, I want that to be part of my reality. Everything is about choice. We can choose to live in fear, or we can choose to live in that higher vibration of knowing what the truth is and following that truth and being confident in that truth. But we do, I mean, grounding is so important. Every day I walk outside barefoot. I don't care if it's raining, if it's like, I live in Arizona. So in the summer, that cement is as hot as can be, but I'm out there making sure that my feet are touching the ground. I'm doing whatever it is that I need to do to ground and to become centered. If I need to meditate for 5-10 minutes during the day, and I'm going to tell you, I'm not a very good meditator. I'm a very active meditator. So to sit for 5-10 minutes is really hard for me. But if I need to do that, that's what I need to do to get centered. If I need to be with myself to authentically tap into who it is that I am, to get centered so that I can live a reality, a new earth reality that works for me, that's filled with that's how I want it from my heart space, then that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to tell you the thing that I do the most, and even I'm going to tell you, all healers do it too. Like every day I'm working through these beliefs that are coming up that I am questioning. I'm very curious. So I'm always questioning. I'm always wondering things. So when I have a belief that comes up that then takes me from that center, that balance, and kind of throws me into another frequency that doesn't feel good, because I'm also paying attention to how my body's reacting, I'm going to start asking questions. What is this frequency? Is this mine? Is this my belief? If I believe this, why do I believe this? Is this belief true? That's all part of healing. And, ultimately, when I start going through my whole checklist for beliefs, you know what it comes down to? That it's not true at all. And so once I know that there is no truth to that, that's what I use to get me back up to the frequency of going, okay, how is it that I want my reality to be? And I'll pause there.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. And absolutely, you have to question all the thoughts that come into your head, right? All those beliefs that come in from sometimes nowhere, you have to question. And every time you're triggered, again, it's because a belief system is somewhere is being triggered. That's what triggering is, right? So questioning everything, looking at it. Oh, I love that. And it's just so funny. I'm like listening to you, and I'm like getting triggered. Oh, because you mentioned something about people giving away their power. I don't understand that, because the power is within us. Who are you giving your power away to, and why? Nobody else is better than you. I mean, they might know something like knowledge wise more than you, but you have it all within yourself to gain that wisdom as well. So why would you be giving away your power? So always, again, when you're looking at somebody else and what they're saying about the world, etc., you always have to go back into yourself and say, is that true for me? And usually the answer will be like, no, right? So then it's like, okay, well, that's their truth. That is not my truth. And people on the show have talked about that there's only one truth, which I do not believe in. There's only one truth. There are different truths. And so what is true for you, is fine. So go with that. But I love that, questioning your beliefs, taking that time, 5 to 10 minutes to center, because you're right. A lot of people are active meditators. They cannot sit still, right? But you can sit still for 5 minutes to center yourself, to come back to center. And that's so important in this time and day and grounding. I, and live in the winter. I'm in winterland here, so I do not go out for grounding. But I also don't think that you have to necessarily have to physically ground, especially in where I live. But as long as you're doing it energetically, you're finding other ways to ground, do something, because we are here for a reason. We are physically here on this planet, right? And we are physically here in our bodies. So, that's important to recognize. We can't always be up there. We're creating through this body, through this vehicle, right? And for me, that's what grounding is all about. The planet, us, that's why we're here to create. Oh, that was so brilliant. I loved all that. That's like, yes, 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 absolutely. And it takes practice to come back and trust yourself. It takes practice to come back and listen to you. It takes practice to come back and talk to yourself and ask yourself, what do I want? What's true for me? What's real for me? What's right for me? So it is a practice. So so I love that.
Well, it's about being raw with yourself, like being rawly honest with yourself, because in all honesty, when you talk about giving away power, that's societal conditioning that we've
Yeah.
all fallen prey to, is that we believe we have to go outside to get answers. But when you realize that that's complete BS, you don't have to go anywhere else. It is all inside. I'm going to tell you, that's where sometimes I think that's where the real struggle comes, because we also have gained societal beliefs that, like, when something goes wrong, we immediately look around and go, okay, well, whose fault is it? Right. And we forget that whatever the experience is, we play a role in that. So when we bring it back to us and we have to go, okay, I really have to dig deep. I really have to get honest with ourselves. Like, a lot of times when I do work with people, and I can, I can see it, I can hear it when it isn't 100% the truth. Usually the question I ask is that really what you believe? And then they kind of take a step back and they're like, well, no, I really believe this, this, and this. But it's about accountability, right? Like, I can't be like, I have my son, and, as a mother, yes, I'm supposed to be accountable for him. But, in reality, he can only be accountable for himself. I can only be accountable for me. So,
Oh,
even,
and just a caveat, he is an adult.
yeah, yeah, he isn't out at all. Yeah, I can let him go, but you know what I mean? But it's just, it's hard to be rawly honest with yourself. And I'm going to tell you,
Absolutely.
there are some things that, like, I've had beliefs, and as I'm, asking the questions and connecting the dots, and when I get down to, like, the root of it, I look at it, and are there times that I want to believe that about myself? Heck no. But do I? Yes, because if I don't face that, to release that, then guess what? The reality that I want will never be the reality that I get to create. It'll be a belief from something or someone or somewhere that I picked it up from. And then that's the reality that I'm going to be walking on. Like, that's not my life. That is not what I came here to do. I'm telling you, everybody that came to Earth, you have no idea how amazing you are. You literally picked the hardest place to be. And it's because you already have this magnificent gift. Whether, I'm going to tell you, whether you're intuitive, whether you're a gourmet chef, like, those are gifts. Maybe you have the ability to really just be with children and help mold them like teachers, like, whatever that is. I think sometimes we think that, and now I'm going in another direction, but but like it's really important for us right now at this time to step into our gifts. And I think that there's this misconception that our gifts have to be intuitive, or they have to be this, or they have to be that, and they have to be something spiritual. I'm going to tell you, even if, and I'm going to use teaching because when I first started my career, that's what I did. I taught kindergarten and molded little minds. But, you know, even as a teacher, in that moment, I was living out my gift. I was living out my purpose. And it was because I had the ability to just, share. Like I'm telling you, everything comes from frequency. So when I'm with all these littles that are being however they want to be, my frequency is to guide them. My frequency is to present opportunities of wisdom. My gift at that time was to be able to allow them an opportunity to explore who they were. That's a huge gift. And I'm telling you, mixed in that is intuition. Mixed in that is, your clairaudience, or, your clair senses, all the things that people want. Sometimes when we talk about our gifts, we have to remember that we're all unique. My gift is not like your gift. Your gift is not like my gift. We're all unique. We need to sit down and really think, like really explore. I'm going to say think, really explore, feel into, experience. What am I passionate about? What do I offer people? What do I give to people? I have this friend. I love her so much. And I'm going to tell you, for several years, she was just like, I really want to be, I really want to be intuitive. I really want to be this. And I tell her, I'm like, but you are. And she's like, but, I just feel like I just don't know what my gifts are. Well, it was beautiful when at the end of last year, she came to me and she's like, I know what my gift is, Kelly. And I'm like, well, what is it? She's like, I know it sounds really crazy, but she goes, I really want to work in a corporate setting. And she goes, because my gift is bringing people together. My gift is networking and bringing people together so that they see that they are not separated, so that they see that they're not alone, so that they see that there is support around every corner that they have, and bringing them together in unity and getting everyone to work together. And I just looked at her and I smiled and I said, that's a beautiful gift to have.
Mm.
And so the reason that I bring this up is because as things are starting to crumble, as the fear, I hate to say, of the collective begins to rise, it's important for us to authentically be who we are, authentically live out your gift, whatever that is. And you know what it is. If you love if you love doing artwork, if you love knitting booties for little kittens, whatever it is that you love doing, that is part of your gift. And that is what you're sharing with the world. And what you don't understand is it's not always about everything that you do. It's about the frequency and the energy and the vibration that you are bringing to this planet, to raise the vibration of this planet, to awaken people who are not quite there yet, and to just share from that place of love. And so I think it's important that, like I said, even if one day you're into, I always say knitting booties for cats because I have kitties and I think that they're cute when they have booties on. But anyways, like, even if that's what you're doing, you know what? Animals have souls and you share that with them. You're sharing your love. And that's truly what the gift is. Your gift is, how do I share the love that I have from, and that can be a heart space service. So
I
yeah.
love that. That's beautiful. And and that's the thing. Like when I think about my gift, my gift is definitely not being a gourmet chef. Definitely not
Mine either.
knitting, any of that kind of stuff, right? That is not my gift. So it's like I have to be me. And so my gift is this, doing what I'm doing right now. But what you said, Kelly, is also so important. Like, why are we, for me personally, why am I here? I'm here to love and be loved. So I can give love, no problem. And that's what I hope I'm doing during these shows and interactions and my VIP community, etc. I hope that's what people are getting. But to receive love, that's where I have a bit of a challenge for myself, right? But the thing is, we do what lights us up, right? we do what our soul is. I mean, did I ever think I would be doing this? No. 20 years ago, absolutely not. Right? No, 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 no. Like I've told you all before, I used to stutter when I was little, right? I was never the one that was raising my hand in class. I was always, what's that called? Wallflower type of person, right? Never a center of attention. Never, never, never. But you know, but now, I flourish in this. I'll be honest. I love this. This gives me so much energy, and I love being able to share my wisdom and the wisdom from my speakers and teachers who are here sharing their gifts, right? With all of you, so that you can all know that you are supported. You don't have to be stuck. There's help here for you. There's support here for you. There's love here for you. That's what my gift is. So, but my gift is not the same as Kelly's, right? But she does the same thing with her community and with her clients, etc. But it's not exactly the same, right? So we all have to tune into who we are. We can't. I mean, I'm not like any. I don't think I'm like any other host, to be honest, right? I think I'm different. I think the energy is different, the vibration frequency is different, right? So it's about, what did you come here to do, right? And so that requires going within. That requires asking those questions, not comparing, not saying I'm going to be like this person. No, you be you, right? And so that's so key. And right now, especially, we've been talking about this a lot, like on this show last season. Like we always talk about this, but a lot of times people hesitate to share their gifts. Partly is because they're not confident in their gift, or they don't believe that it is a gift, right? Or that is what they're here to do. There's so much resistance to it, and there's judgment. They're judging already beforehand. They're like prejudging themselves, right? And so and that what does that do? That keeps us stuck, that keeps us small, that keeps us from being able to serve and being able to really share our love, share our gift, share the reason why we're here. So what can people do who want to share their gifts but are still scared, or still, like, watching, not taking that leap, or even that baby step, into being visible, being seen? Because in this day and age, we're not going to be burnt at the stake. We've done that, been there, done that. That's not happening now, right? But I think a lot of people still have that wound that they haven't healed.
So, I think, in all honesty, I mean, that truthfully, that's kind of a loaded question, because stepping into your gift and how you do it is I'm going to say, is very sacred and sovereign to the individual person. But I can share I'll share my story. I'm going to tell you, like I said, growing up, I was the weird person in the family. I was the black sheep of the family. I got into school and I was the weird girl that, believed she could talk to dead people. like I, when you're exposed to that, I'm going to go to like that outside criticism, especially at such a young age. That is when we start to develop those beliefs, right? And then at that time, when I was the weird girl that talked to dead people, what did I do? I guess you could say I became more introverted. Like I started pulling away and locking away the things that I could do, because that's weird. I'm not supposed to do that. But what helped me? Well, first of all, I'm not going to lie. Like, I didn't want it. I was like, heck no, I don't want this. I don't want to be able to do this. Did it ever go away? No. Did I ignore it? I did everything that I could to ignore it. But I'm going to tell you, whatever your gift is, as hard as you want to ignore it, as hard as you don't want to come out and step forward in that, guess what? Too bad. It's who you are. It is coded into your matrix. And the reason that you can't escape it is because you came here as a unique soul to share it. So that is what you did. So whether you on a human level want to tuck it away, it's not going to fully be tucked away, because on an energetic soul level, your soul is going to express itself. It will do everything it can for that gift of who you are to come out. So I say all of this with literally one day having a conversation with my soul and my higher self of going, okay, I know that I can't escape this. I know that I keep trying, and no matter what I do, I can't. And you know what? My guides gave me the best advice. They're like, you don't have to step out and be like literally as if you're like pushing through these magical doors going, hey world, here I am. That works for some people. What they encouraged me to do was to do a little bit at a time. So, you know, I was like, okay, well, what is a little bit at a time? Like, show me the path that can be the little bit at a time. So it started off with my, I'm going to say my beautiful guides starting to connect me with people that supported me, other people that were like-minded, that I could honestly, that I could lean on, because we all do need support, but they encouraged me to keep going inside and not being afraid to go inside, and then hearing and listening to what I had to say. And that's really when I started stepping right back into becoming this intuitive. Like I know things. Well, I know things because I can see glimpses of the future, but I know things. So they allowed me a space that felt safe, even though it may have been a small space, to start being me. And then what my guides did is they then said, here, you can do this. How about if we have this group of support start bringing you other people to try it out on? And at first I was all, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. But then that's part of my path. That's part of my journey. That's part of my soul's calling. It was kind of like too bad. But the people that started coming to me, I started seeing, oh my gosh, like I really can help them. Even with all of this experience that I have that I can pull from, like I really can help them. And then it started to grow and it started to get bigger. And then all of a sudden, it was kind of like my clientele started to shift, or the people that I was helping started to shift. And they're like, I really need some healing. And I thought, oh my gosh, I don't need, like, that's a big job. I don't even know if I could do that. But my guide supported me and said, here you go, we could do this. So that's what they did for me. So little by little, just try it. And you know what? If you don't like it, ask for another path so that you can come out. But I'm going to tell you, if you are sharing your gift, yes, we do get judged by people who don't understand it. That's okay. Those are not your people right now. I'll say for right now, because sometimes they do their shift and then they come back to you. Those aren't your people. So try it again. And what you'll find is you'll start to find your people. And as I began to keep finding my people, the more confidence my confidence started to grow, the more I began to trust. And now, I mean, like, if you would have asked me 5, 6 years ago if I'd ever be in a community like this, having an opportunity to share and feel safe to share, have an opportunity to even grow my community of people who support me, I would have never, ever thought that. Would I leave my corporate job to like do this full time? No, I would have never thought that, because, having a corporate job is safe. Having whatever it is, like, you know, maybe owning a house is what feels safe. And I'm not saying that that's bad, but like, I'm just telling you, like, you can't hide from it. It is authentically who you are. And the more that you start accepting who you are, like when I started telling people, like when people are like, you're weird, I was like, I know, isn't that cool? Like when I started kind of shifting my perspective and my beliefs, all of a sudden, like my reality changed. It opened up the doors. I started attracting more people that thought the way that I did. I started attracting people that opened up other opportunities for me to find other people. So, if you have to do it little by little, do it little by little. If you're like, I'm tired of this and I'm going to step fully out, step fully out. But, like, look at all these people that are on this call. Like all these people on this call, we're all supporting each other. So if you're kind of sitting there at home going, God, I really feel alone. Well, you're not in this moment. Look at all these people. And then I can only imagine all the other people that are going to be seeing this and connecting with it on YouTube. Connect into that energy and just, I'm going to tell you, I support you. So if anything, if you have to, you'd be like, oh my gosh, Kelly supports me. I'm going to jump on her vibe and ride that wave to know that it's safe to just be who I am. And I'm telling you,
Absolutely.
we're all beautiful. Like each and every one of you are so beautiful. I know I can talk about this stuff all day long, and I know that we're starting to get run out of time. So come on.
No, but I love that because it is about accepting your weirdness, right? It's accepting who you are. I know when, growing up, I always wanted to fit in, right? I wanted to what's the word I'm thinking about? It's gone now, but I never fit in. I was never part of a group. I don't like groups. It's like I just don't. I just could never fit. I could not be normal. I was not normal, right? So it's like our weirdness, right, is our. It's what makes us us, right? So even though I never fit into, when I was growing up and everywhere, like I was not normal. I didn't fit in. Blah blah blah, which is fine. But look at me now.
Yeah.
Right, that's when you start to accept yourself, accepting the gifts that you have, that yes, they're weird, yes, I talk to angels, yes, I talk to the galactics, yes, I do healing, bringing, channeling, all that stuff, yes, yes, yes. Other people, those people that I grew up with, they're not doing that, so of course they thought I was weird, right? It wasn't normal for them. So it's okay. Be who you are now, right? And take that baby step or take that big leap, whatever it happens to be. But just start. And it's not for other people. Like, we're not telling you to step up for other people. It's for yourself so that you can finally express yourself fully. This is why your soul chose to be here at this time, so that you can express yourself, be yourself, and share your love, share your gift. So I know we talk about this all the time. So,
Well, if
but we
I
are never alone. Like Kelly was saying, we're always supported. Go ahead, Kelly. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we truly are always supportive. And here's something else to keep in mind, that we are like, we're moving into this energy where connecting with galactics is not so weird anymore. I mean, there's all these there's all these groups and these communities that are, that are looking for spaceships, that are wanting contact. Like that's not weird anymore. And even, and I hate to bring religion into this, but like really think about religion. Like a lot of the religions talk about angels, or they talk about deities and people that they connect with. Like I say people, but spirits, spiritual beings that they connect with. Like that is weird. Like they do that. Like and I'm gonna say, in this community that we are currently in, it has become so expansive that I'm going to tell you, the other day I was at the store. This is how expansive it's become. I was at the store and I was getting some information about the girl that was actually, she was standing in front of me in line. And I don't, this happens to me all the time. Somebody will turn around and they'll ask me some random question. And I'm like, oh, here it is. I must have triggered in their energy that I can do stuff, right? But I looked at her and I said, well, hold on a second. I need to check in with my angels. And at first she was a little taken back. And then she's like, oh, that's so beautiful. You talk to angels. She's like, I want to talk to angels. And I said, well, you are right now. And it was almost like it was just so accepted. And then like the person behind me looked at us and she was like, I've been talking to angels since I was little. Like it was like no big
Wow.
deal. And I was kind of doing it to be like a little bit silly, because I wasn't really in a space to like give it like intuitive insight. But the reason that I say that is because what we think is out of the norm or scary, or we're going to be judged, it's only what you think about yourself. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, things have become so expansive that it's not out in left field if you say, I had a conversation with my deceased grandmother last night. Like
Yeah.
it's just like I love that it's becoming more of the norm, as I guess is really
Absolutely.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the people that don't get you right now, and I'm thinking about one person in particular. Even the people around you that don't get you right now, it's okay.
Mhm.
Some people will get you, some people won't. But there's so many other people out there that will get you. So don't worry about those few people around you that don't get you. Okay. So don't fixate
Agreed.
on that. Just there's 8 billion people in the world. Okay. So don't worry about the few that don't get you, that are close to you. Um, I was gonna ask something else, but it's like, oh, so I know I didn't put it at the beginning, but if anybody has any questions, because I couldn't remember, Kelly, if we were going to take questions or not, but it's like, oh, I can't remember now. But if anybody has any questions for Kelly, especially about what we were talking about, you can go ahead and raise your hand. I know some people put some really long stuff in the chat, which I cannot read. It's just way too long. So if you want to raise your hand and ask Kelly a question about some of the stuff we're talking about, please be my guest. Now, I know we also wanted, as we were talking about, the whole the old paradigm shifting and all that, but practically on a day-to-day level, how can we what are some practical ways that we can start to shift from that old paradigm into that new energetic reality? I mean, I know, like we talked about grounding, we talked about centering, we talked about going within, asking questions. We talked about questioning your beliefs that come up, right? Is there anything else that you wanted to share about that?
So, and I'm going to say it's the old, I'm like, it's the thing that people say all the time. You've got to live in the moment. Like you have to be in the present moment. When we start experiencing fear and we start experiencing that anxiety, our energy is pulling into the future. I'm going to tell you, yes, we have future timelines, but at any moment we can shift those. So that's the anxiety that you're feeling because you may be moving forward into one timeline and then all of a sudden you start worrying about something. And what's happening is you're feeling the energy of that timeline starting to shift to something else because that's what you're attracting to you. When you're at home and you're feeling sad, and this is also I'm going to say psychological research too. When you're like say when you're anxious, you're living in the future. When you become
Mhm.
sad and depressed, you're living in the past. Like I'm going to tell you, all those things are happening at once. So if they're all happening at once, be in the present, be in the moment. So what I'm going to tell you, I'm not perfect either. When I'm sitting here and I'm working and all of a sudden I start to feel my energy and I can feel which way it's moving. It's starting to move forward. And I'm like, oh, there's something that's coming up that's pulling me away from this present moment. I literally sit here and I'm going to tell you, when I did therapy, I used to do this with a lot of trauma people, but it works anyways. It's called the sensory, the sensory, oh my gosh, I forgot the name. It's about sensories. I'll remember the name. And then if I remember, I'll send it out to everyone, but it's all about sensory. So when you're having kind of like that attack, or even when you're living in the past and you're sitting there and you're kind of depressed, you stop and it'll be like, name 5 things that you see. So I'll sit here and I'll be like, I see all these beautiful souls on here. I see my whiteboard. I see my mic. I'm going to name 5 things. Name 4 things that you can hear. Name 3 things that you can smell. Name 2 things that you can taste. Literally stepping into your sensory and doing that. And then what you do, oh, I like that. Take 5 grounding practices. That's very similar to what we're talking about. And then what I do is I count back up. Name 1 thing that I see. Okay, I see papers. Name 2 things that I can hear. And then I work my way back up to 5. And then I stop. And then I'm going to take a temperature check on to see if I'm centered. If I'm still not feeling centered, I'm going to keep doing it until I make sure that I'm going to tell you my mind, body, and spirit are centered into this moment. But we have to be present. And like I'm going to
Mhm.
tell you, we have to be present even to deal with all of the chaos and the crap and everything that is happening in our physical world. We have to be present. The moment that we are not present is when our truth starts to go on shaky ground. So, those are some things that you can do. Or, being in the present moment, maybe I just need to focus on my breathing.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be that simple. So be in the present moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is where everything happens, is in the now, right? In the moment, right now,
Mhm.
in the body. Absolutely, I love that. So take 5 grounding practice. That's what it's called. But yeah, and that is going to help you to calm down your mind. It's going to come back into the body. It's going to come back to the senses, and it's going to contract a little bit of that external stuff that you're dealing with. Is going to contract a little bit so that you're just focused on a few little things, and then that is going to help to ease your energies, that mental energy, that emotional energy, for sure. I love that. Thank you. All right. Arunima has a question. She has her hand raised. Arunima, you want to unmute?
Hello, hi.
Hi.
Hi. I was gonna ask you, or ask our friend here. Basically, I would like to see what is in my timeline in my healing business, if and when I start.
So she wants to start a healing business.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody, because I'm all about, if that, like, I'm telling you, if that is in your, it's obviously in your timeline now because you're thinking about it.
Mhm.
So remember, moment to moment to moment, believe it or not, like oftentimes we think, oh, I'm on this one timeline, it's really long. That is not necessarily true. Moment to moment to moment, our timeline is always changing, because we're always changing. We've got thoughts, we've got things, we've got emotions that are happening, and it's shifting, and we can shift from one to back to the one we were on and then go to a bunch of different ones. So the reason that I'm saying that is because it's already in your energy field. Why wait? Like, I'm telling you, even if you're like, well, like the one thing that I always hear, and it's a very valid thing, I can't leave my other job yet because like it's my financial sustainability, but I want to create my other job. And then they say, well, financially, this is helping me. Okay. But I always say, well, you could do one step every day that keeps you moving forward in your business. So whatever, for your healing business, however your gift heals, which is, I can feel it, it's very beautiful, and you don't even have to do much of anything, do you? You can just kind of sit there and be like, let me heal you. Right? I don't see why you can't start doing that. And you can do little things that start your, I'm going to say that start your business. So maybe you have somebody that comes to you and they're like, I really need this healing. And, we do have to talk about money when it talks about business, because that's where your sustainability is going to come from. But it's also an even energy exchange. Okay. So maybe, you charge them $50 for 30 minutes to share your energy with them so that they can use their energy to heal. Do you see what I'm saying? And then maybe maybe next month your goal is, I'm going to start a website. Doesn't mean you have to put an entire website together.
Right.
Maybe it's a landing page. Maybe getting it started is reaching out to somebody who can do websites for you. But like, why wait? I'm going to tell you, I've never been one to wait. When I know that I have the green light and I can feel it in my energy field, I act. Because what happens is that this is what happens with manifesting. And I think Marav is still on the call. I don't know. She's like, I saw her. She is like an amazing manifester, and I hope she doesn't hate me for putting her on the spot. But here's what I'm going to say, because her and I have talked about this a lot, is that something's in my purview. I feel it. Okay. I want it. I desire it. When I feel into it, it feels really good. Why would I not take action? So you've already manifested it. It's in your purview. If it wasn't meant for you, you would have no knowledge of it. It would be non-existent, and you can't bring forward what's non-existent. You can't even think about it. You would know nothing about it. So if it's in your purview now, sitting back and waiting to see what happens tells the universe that I'm not ready. So the universe is going to pull back on that energy and not give it to you. But the moment that I say, okay, this is what I want, and I take one action step, I then start to integrate that energy that's coming from manifestation. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
So, I know we're moving in a time of like the feminine energy, but the feminine energy is about nurturing, and nurturing is still an action oriented thing. It doesn't mean like doing what we do now, where like I'm kind of more masculine energy. So I just kind of like put my head down and go full steam. But like now it's about nurturing it. So if you're going to nurture your healing business, feel like, I'm going to tell you, I just ask universe, what's the next step that I need? It's going to bring you the opportunity. If you don't take the opportunities, it's going to stop. If you say, okay, I'll take a little step into that opportunity, it's going to expand the opportunity for you. And then it's going to expand some more. So that's my long-winded way of saying, just do it. Just do it.
Okay.
Because you have to do action. If you don't do action, then there's no, I mean, you might as well just kind of pluck it out of your energy field and hand it away. which I know you don't want to do because your heart is all about healing people.
Well, I am. Thank you so much. I don't want to take too much time. I'm a little bit isolated, so I'm trying to figure out how to connect with others. So I'm doing it gradually.
Yeah. And I mean, look at, you've got all these people on this call. I don't know how
You're
many
not
of you, I'm
isolated.
totally, what?
I was just going to say, there's no such thing as isolation anymore, not in the day of this technology that we have.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, and this is how I am. So that you all get a taste a little bit about how I work, right? So if somebody, like, you're not isolated, you have all these people on this call. I'm going to tell you, every single one of us needs healing. All of us needs healing. If you want to start getting your business out there, I'm sure that there are people on this call that would be more than willing to connect with you, and you can start healing online.
Okay.
Do you see what
Yeah,
I'm
we
saying?
don't have to come to North Carolina. You don't have to just focus on the people in North Carolina in your small town that you're in.
No. But
Okay.
I bet you've got a lot of people on here that probably, like, at the moment that you said, here, I'm going to turn on my camera, or I'm going to ask a question, have felt into your healing energy. And I'm going to tell you this, because this is what I'm seeing for you. The moment that you really start taking that step, your healing isn't just on an individual level. I know that everything ripples out, but you're here to heal. I'm telling you, you're here to heal the planet collectively. So I'm going to kind of guide you a little bit. So start looking for those groups that have those healing groups where you can heal actively, and you'll start to step into that leadership position where almost you'll start leading them, or you'll start leading your own group.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Well,
you're here
on
on a big level. I'm sorry, what?
Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I'm hearing
Yes.
with you and Laura. That's so sweet. Thank you.
Oh my God, we need you. Get out there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Anima. So yeah, it's just fear, right? And it's just judgment and all that wonderful stuff that we talked about before. But so your gifts are needed. Your healing is needed. Your presence, your love, is needed, right? So that's for all of us here. Get out there. Just do your thing. And it doesn't have to be on a big scale. Just start small. But the key point is just start. So I'm like Kelly. I am an action taker. As soon as I have some idea of something in my head, I start. Whatever happens to be. Right? So I don't wait. It's like, let's go. Let's do it. Because I don't know why Neo's barking like crazy. Must be somebody at the door. I have no idea. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to take a few minutes and just talk about the package that Kelly has for us, and then we still need to do the activation as well. So give me 1 second. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Hold on. And I finally remembered Copenhagen. I went to Copenhagen. That was Denmark, I think, right? All this time throughout this call, it's been in the back of my mind. Where was that place I said? All right, let me share my screen. Yes, Denmark. Thank you, Daniela. All right, 1 second. Okay, he's calmed down now. All right, so Kelly's package is a consciousness realignment special, 75 minutes with Kelly. So I'm going to let Kelly explain. And when I saw this offering, I said to her, I said, oh my God, I need one of these. So, it's like, I don't know why you worry. Like there's so many of us that need some sort of healing, but this is the consciousness realignment special that Kelly's offering. So Kelly, you wanted to share a little bit?
Yes. And you know what? And I'm actually really excited that Marav is on the line, because her and I have done this a couple of times. So I'm like, hopefully if she feels she had a positive experience, she might be able to share that if she feels good to come off mute and do that. But so my consciousness realignment is really working. So we realistically have what I call the three minds. We have the super conscious, the higher mind, the higher self, whatever it is that you resonate with, right? That's our mind that connects us to the divine, to source. I'm going to say infinite amount of information and energy, right? Then we have our subconscious, and our subconscious was really designed as almost like a protection, like, it remembers everything. So, but it really is it's like our program creator. It creates positive programs. It creates unhealthy programs. It creates neutral programs. It's always creating something. but it's always thinking that it's doing it for our highest and best good, which we know that sometimes we have programs or patterns that are not always for our highest or best good. Maybe at the time it was created, but now it's not serving us anymore. And then we have what is known as our logical mind or our conscious mind. And I talked about it earlier about what our conscious mind is here to do. Our conscious mind really isn't here to make decisions. I'm going to tell you that. That really truly comes from our higher mind. But the conscious mind is all about, well, what label can I put on this? What category can I put this in? So what happens is that when we talk about centering and we're coming back to who we are, we have to bring all three of those minds online together, all in alignment. We've got to get them working together. And so when we talk about consciousness realignment, this can be used for anything. It can be used if you have a major trauma. It could be used if you have a belief about moving forward with your healing business. It could be used honestly for anything. And really what it is that we call forward your higher mind, your super conscious, whatever you want to call it. We're calling it forward, and we're asking it to come into a unified relationship with your other two minds, just like we're asking the other two minds to we want them all to play well in the sandbox. But truthfully, our higher mind knows exactly how we need to heal, exactly what needs to be healed. And we truly don't even have to know how it does it. We just need to trust that it does. So part of what this is that I love it because you don't have to relive the trauma. You just maybe have to bring up the frequencies that might be connected to that trauma. Because the truth of the matter is, when we have a bad experience, we then create memory trains that connect to all those other things. And we just need the frequency. And so you don't have to relive it. And we're going to bring up that frequency. And what we're going to do is we're going to trust and talk to our higher mind and ask it to heal. We're going to ask it to heal your energy centers. We're going to ask it to heal your beliefs, your parts, your experiences, the memory chains. We're going to ask it to, heal all of the painful collages that it's created. We're going to ask it to do all of that. And I'm going to tell you, I have yet to have anybody that by the time that we are done I always like to use scales. And so I'm going to say I have yet to have done this with anybody that has never finished the session being under like a 2. Actually, probably more like a 1. They're either at a 1 or a 0 by the time we're done. And you actually, once you start getting your minds all working together, you can actually do this yourself and just have a conversation with your higher mind and be like, higher mind, I need you to heal whatever this belief is that's created this program that the subconscious mind is playing, that the logical mind has now told me this is called judgment. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually
Yeah.
it's a really beautiful process. And because and for me, I'm gonna tell you, I get some excitement out of this too, is that when I get to connect in with your beautiful energy and watch it and just kind of guide the energy as it's flowing, it's so much fun for me to see. I always know when the change happens, because your aura changes colors, your energy starts to get lighter, and I can feel whatever's in the back of your head just start to dissolve. And I call it dissolve into healing and being sent to where it needs to go, right? That belief of nothingness. So, anyways, that's really what it is. If you need healing and you don't want to relive your trauma, that's the old paradigm, in all honesty, of having to go back to the memory, go back to what happened. I'm telling you, this is an amazing healing modality. And I'm so thankful that I was chosen to be able to do this. But I'm telling you, I wasn't chosen to be able to do it. I was chosen to be able to share it. And I'm telling you, you guys, when we do this and you see how easy it is, you can do this for yourself.
Awesome. Thank you. So this package is 75 minutes on Zoom, right? I'm assuming, right? Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a payment plan available, so take advantage of that. There's some wonderful testimonials and feedback from people who have worked with Kelly, so you can check that out as well on the page. And there's a fuller bio for Kelly on the page. Again, $147 for the package, for the consciousness realignment special. And what I was going to say, and of course, if you're an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code, and there is a payment plan available. So thank you so much, Kelly. And I'm definitely going to be having one of these sessions with Kelly soon.
Oh, thank you.
I was supposed to email you this weekend, and it
That's
didn't happen.
okay.
But
I'm like, I figured you probably just got busy or something. And I'm like, when it's time, it'll come around.
yeah, we were snowed in and all that stuff. It was a crazy weekend. But yes, so thank you, thank you, thank you. So if anybody has any questions about that, just let us know. But I am also excited about the activation that we're going to be doing now. And this activation is going to be connecting your higher mind to the highest timeline to begin the shift into the new paradigm and activating new light codes within your crystalline DNA to receive the higher frequencies needed for that new paradigm shift. Do we need to have an intention or anything like that, Kelly?
No, you know what? We've been setting the intention the entire time that we've been doing this. So in all honesty, like what I want you to do, I want you to just relax into yourself. If we're going to set any intention, let's set the intention that when we relax into ourselves, we're able to trust the information that comes in, whether we see it, feel it, hear it. I mean, I have a friend who tastes everything. However you experience it, don't judge it, because that's how it's supposed to be experienced by you. Just allow it to come and to just feel it. And I'm very excited. I'm excited to do this. All right. Are we ready? I know that we're so over on our time, but don't worry.
Yeah, we're ready. But we've got time. We're good.
Okay. So you know what? If you do, like, whether you want your camera on or off, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to just say, sit back, just kind of relax, and just enjoy the activation. So but I do want everyone to just kind of close your eyes, because when we close our eyes, we actually become more centered, more in the moment, more present with who we are. So as you sit there, I am going to ask that you just take one deep breath in. And as you take this deep breath in, what I want you to do is I want you to pull that energy all the way down, feeling that energy pull all the way down, down, down to the bottoms of your feet, going all the way into the center of Mother Earth. And once you feel that center of Mother Earth, I want you to let go of that breath, just slow, smooth, and even, releasing it. But we're not just going to release it. We're going to carry that energy all the way up to the top of the crown of our head, feeling that energy moving up, up, up as we connect with Source, as we connect with God, as we connect with all that is. Now what I want you to do is I just want you, and you can put your hand on your chest, you can do whatever you want, but I just want you to focus on your breathing. I don't want you to do anything special. Just bring your breathing into your awareness. Pay attention to how it flows in. Notice how it starts to slow down when we pay attention to our breathing. We don't ever have to do anything special. All we have to do is just put our attention on it, and it will start to slow down. You'll start to breathe in a little bit deeper. You'll start to exhale a little bit longer. And I just want you to focus on your breathing. And as you focus on your breathing, what we're doing is we're just bringing your awareness into your inner being. Just allowing it to flow. And now what I want you to do is I want you to focus on your heartbeat. I want you to notice it. Whether you see it, sense it, feel it, imagine it beating, it doesn't matter. However it works for you, there's no wrong or right way. It's your way is the perfect way. I want you to notice your heartbeat. Just noticing the way that your heart beats. And with each beat of your heart is part of our electromagnetic energy. It is part of our life force. It is part of who you are. So you can always connect with your own energy by just feeling and sensing and just being one with your heartbeat. And now what I want you to do, and you don't have to do anything, I just want you to just allow your heartbeat and your breathing to synchronize, however that works for you. Breathing, bringing your breath and your heartbeat together as one. Feel your natural rhythm. Feel how beautiful that is. Nobody else on this planet has that rhythm. And you came here. You brought your unique rhythm here because We all need it. The earth needs it and needs exactly what it is that you have. And the beautiful thing is you don't even have to do anything, but just be who you are. And now we will take another deep breath in. And as you take another deep breath in and out, I want you with intent to bring your mind into your heart to connect with your soul, because your soul is right there. Your spark of light is right there in that heart space. And I want you to step right into that heart space. However you step into it or move that energy into it, whether you see yourself stepping into it, whether you imagine yourself stepping into it, maybe you hear the frequency of yourself stepping into it. I just want you to step into that. Put your awareness on your heart space. And as you put your awareness on your heart space, we are going to call forward your higher self, your higher mind, your superconscious, whatever you resonate with, bringing it forward. And as we bring it forward and we connect that energy to your soul energy, we're going to ask your higher self to then take that energy and connect you to the earth, grounding you so deeply in that the roots of your energy are rooting into Mother Earth, grounding you, centering you, bringing all of your energy centers into alignment one by one by one, from the root all the way up to the crown. And now bringing your awareness back into your heart space. And as you bring that awareness back into your heart space, we're going to ask your higher mind and your soul to work into collaboration. And we're going to ask it to bring forward the highest and best timeline for your reality as you move into and towards that new earth. Bringing that in. And as we bring that in, we're asking that Mother Earth bring forward any and all light codes that are needed to bring you into this highest and best timeline. And the moment that you choose to step onto it, all of those beautiful light codes will then integrate and blend and meld into your crystalline DNA, making your DNA whole again, upgrading it, leveling it up, activating it, because that's what we want most as we move forward into these beautiful timelines of new earth, raising your vibration. And so we're going to ask, and however it works for you, for those of you who can see, I want you to see, sense, and feel as if there is a door that is standing in front of you. For those that cannot see, it is okay. I want you to experience that door however you can experience it. And I'm going to call forward the highest and best timeline with the help of your higher self, with the help of your soul, of all of us coming together in unity into one, from the collective, bringing it forward. 3, we are asking it to come forward. The universe is answering. It is creating the frequencies. It is bringing them together. 2, those frequencies have now come together. They are right behind that door. And when I say 1, I want you to see, sense, feel, or experience yourself stepping through that door. And 1, you are now through that door. And as you step through that door of that highest timeline, whether you see it, sense it, feel it, experience it, however it works for you, I want you to take a moment and I want you to just experience that timeline, your highest timeline of the new earth. Do you feel the joy? Do you feel the excitement? Do you feel the freedom that it brings? Because this is your timeline. This is what you have created. Nobody else, not one single person on this call has created it for you. You have created this. And I want you to take it all in which each breath that you breathe in, you are bringing in the light codes, the frequencies of that timeline, breathing it into your body, into your cells, each and every cell, activating each and every cell, letting it flow through each fiber of your being, bringing it in. And I want you to just feel that frequency, feel the strength, feel the high vibrancy of that frequency, bringing it in, breathing it in, activating it as it moves through each and every single one of your cells, from your head to your toes, to the tips of your fingers. bringing that in. And as we bring that in, oh, it's so beautiful because I can see the angels here with us. I'm seeing everybody's beautiful galactic families. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Believe it or not, I'm even seeing there are people on this call that call in the elementals. I love it. Bringing everything that you need to support you on your journey of your reality of what your new earth will be. And it is beautiful and it is harmonious and it is in coherence with who you are and your energy. And it is yours and only yours to have, yours only. And we may share some of that energy with some of the people that we love, and that's okay. But still know that they have their own beautiful new earth that they're creating. And before we end, we are going to set the intention that from right now, from this day forward, we are going to remember that we are so supported. Not only are we supported by friends and families and communities like the one that Shefali has created for us today, but we are so supported by our loved ones in spirit, our ancestors, by beautiful angels, by our galactic families, by our spirit guides, and the list can go on and on and on of all the support that we have, our big army of support always surrounding us. And from this day on and forward, we are going to set this intention to be mindful, to live in the moment. And each moment, we are going to continue to create and pull in the frequencies of each and every timeline that is for our highest and best self to move forward towards that beautiful, beautiful new earth that is here for us. And we will no longer say that we are scared of the unknown, because all we have to do is come back into this energy, into this activation to reunite with our new earth. And we will no longer be afraid, because fear does not exist in this energy. Only love and excitement and passion and every other frequency that is so high vibration is what resides here. And beautiful. And I want to leave you in this timeline, so I'm not going to bring you out of it. I'm going to leave you right here where you're at in this particular timeline. But I am going to have you take a deep breath in, bringing just your energy or your consciousness back into your heart space. Connecting again with your soul and your higher self. And anytime that you need to be guided back here, just connect and ask your higher self to just bring you here. Because I promise you, things do not have to be as difficult as we make them appear to be. All we have to do is ask. So bringing yourself back into your heart space, right back into your heart space, bringing that energy back, taking another deep breath in, pushing that energy down, 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 all the way down into Mother Earth, grounding it. And as we ground it, we ask her for her support, her encouragement, her nurturement, to continue to allow us to connect to these frequencies, to remind us when we need to be reunited with them, to remind us that we are all here with a purpose, and our purpose is just to be as we are. Because when we be as we are, it ripples out to all of us and we all benefit. And when we all benefit, it raises the vibration of this entire planet. And now with one more deep breath in and out, bringing you back to your natural rhythm of breathing. Whenever you are ready, you can open your eyes, wiggle your toes, come back into the room that you are in, back into this beautiful circle. Oh, beautiful. Like Shefali is clearing. I love it.
Oh yes,
Oh,
lots of yawning, definitely lots of clearing happening. Oh my God, that was beautiful. And oh my God, the feeling going through that door. Oh my goodness, it was like so magical. It was like, for me, it was so light and golden light, of course, but it was like so light, but it was not just light, it was like, ah, powerful. I don't know. I can't even describe what it felt like, but it felt really, really good. So, how is it for all of you? And I was yawning through the whole thing. Good. Seems like everybody had a good time, feeling so safe and calm. Good. That was lovely, lovely, good. Very grateful for this opportunity. Oh, yeah, my hands heated up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good point. I think I felt something. I felt so I know there was a point where Kelly said something about seeing, feeling, hearing. I felt whatever it was at that moment, but emotional, amazing. Oh, probably you saw my dragon, Kelly. I thought about the dragons
I was gonna
during that.
say, I just want to thank everybody because, when you allow me to do this, I really get to be in all of your energy, and I get to see everyone's timeline so quickly. Like, thank you for sharing you with me, all of you. I'm so grateful when you feel safe enough to do that with me. So I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna walk away here. My heart's gonna be so full. You have no idea. Yeah.
Petra says, thank you so much. I saw lots of nature and flower fairies. Nice. Feeling
Oh,
optimistic.
yes.
Yeah. Good, good, good. Awesome. I love it. So of course, you can always go back and do that again. It's on the recording, so you can always go back and watch and listen to the recording, or you can just ask. Like Kelly said, you can just ask your higher self to take you there, right? Uh, but yeah, so expansive. Thank you so much, Kelly. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. My goodness. So I had an awareness. I had a couple during this call, but I had an awareness that I really want to share. So you know how I talk, when I do healings and all that stuff, I channel, the galactics, the ascended masters, angels, etc. Right? I do all that. But you know what? I only do it within my community. So, there's a part of me that feels it's weird because I'm Indian. I'm that spiritual type of Indian that believes in like self-realization and mantras and yoga and breathing and all that kind of stuff, and so they don't talk about this kind of stuff, right? So it's like there was this disconnect between the two. I feel like I've have one foot in one place and one foot in the other, and I realized that I never fully allowed myself to accept this part of myself until I had that awareness during this call. It's like, yeah, and it's like, why do I have to be one or the other? Why can't I just be all of it? Right? So I'm taking that for myself from now on.
Oh, I think that's beautiful because it's true. We don't have to be one or the other. Like, I always tell people, I'm not like, I'm not like a mother, just a mother. And then I'm not just a friend, or I'm not just a business owner. I am all of it. It is all like, it is all me. And
Yeah.
once you accept that, it's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Shefali. That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. This, like it's one of those things like, is this really true for me? Is this belief really true that I have to be one or the other? Why can't I be like, it's like, so you have to question all your beliefs that come up, because obviously this is a really big, powerful part of who I am, right?
Mhm.
So this is me, right? And this is what my soul chose to bring through in this lifetime, in this reality, in this experience. So, for all of you as well, just accept your gifts, right? Fully accept your gifts, right? And fully accept yourself as you are, and just shine your light, shine your love, shine who you are. And this is how we create that new reality, that new earth, is by us being who we truly are, right? Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited that you said that. I'm like, this just made my day. Yes. Oh,
Beautiful. Thank you.
yeah, we don't have to be anything more than just who we are. And that is
Yeah.
perfect. That is perfect. We are made perfectly. That is perfect. I'm telling you.
Daniela says, I'm channeling a song right now. That is so
Oh,
nice. Oh my goodness.
I love
Wow,
it.
good,
Yes,
good for
yes.
you, Daniela.
Yeah. Oh,
I love it. So, like this was just a small activation, huge wisdom on this call, right? And Andrea said, and I chose to be here. Absolutely. That's the thing that sometimes we need to remind ourselves. We chose to be here. You know, sometimes we don't want to be. I get it. But we did choose to be here, and we did choose some of those experiences that we have had for our own growth, or for our own expansiveness, for our own healing, right? And not just for ourselves, for the collective and for our ancestors and, etc. Right? So we chose that for so much more than just our, I say, small personality self, right? Anyway, I could talk forever. Kelly, any last words of wisdom for us?
No, I think honestly, I think you said it all. I really think that you shared the wisdom of what this call is about. It's like you said, you don't have to be one or the other. You don't have to be anything but you. Just be you. Like I'm telling you, it is beautiful. And when you are you are so supported. I'm telling you, like I could see, like, you got everybody on this call, like, so supported, and just yep, just be you.
I feel like all of our teams are just all standing there clapping right now, right? So I love that. Thank you. And so, of course, everyone, like I said, the recording will be out in a little while. But also, take advantage of the personal session with Kelly. It's going to be powerful, transformational. Like I said, I'm getting one myself because it's like, oh my God, as soon as I saw the write up about that, I was like, yeah, I need that. I'm still dealing with stuff. I was going to say shit, but I'm still dealing with stuff. There's still some stuff coming up in my world that I could use some support with. So please do take a look at that, at the package, book your session with Kelly. I asked her, it's not booked up like months in advance, so don't worry about that. So within the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to get a session with her. So please do take a look at that. Oh, Marav, I think she wanted to say something. Marav, you want to unmute?
Yeah, I just want to say, if you want someone who really truly cares about you and who will go above and beyond, and even if it means going beyond the allotted time, just so you can finish what you started and she doesn't leave you hanging, quote unquote, just book the session. I mean, just trust me, book the session. You will not regret it. You will get so much more than what you pay for. And I love you. You're amazing.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh, you have no idea how much I love you. Thank you for sharing that. Like I genuinely have love for all of you and whoever I work with, because I know that all of you are important. And I want you to know that. I want you to feel that. So thanks, Mara, for saying that. Thanks. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're gonna make me tear up. Thank you. Thanks.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So definitely take a look at the package. Definitely book your session with Kelly. Go back and watch and listen to the recording. Go back and do that activation again, how powerful that was. And at the same time, look at where you're going in life. Like, what is it that you want? What do you want your new timeline to be like? Like, what are you creating? What is it that you want to create, right? Sorry, Asha, we don't have time now. I know Kelly has another appointment that she has to go to. We've already run a little bit late for that. But you can always, write your question in the Facebook group, and maybe Kelly can answer it there for you. Okay. But so yeah, everyone, please do go back and watch and listen. The recording will be out shortly, and book your session with Kelly. I really enjoyed this call so much, and I'm so grateful that I got to meet Kelly and talk with her and share with her, and so powerful. So thank you, Kelly, and thank you everybody for all your questions, comments, and feedback. I know there was so much in the chat that I couldn't really follow all of it, but thank you for all of your comments and feedback and support and love. So thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. It was such a joy to be here today. Thank you. Thank you, Shefali, for allowing me a platform to connect with your audience.
Oh, absolutely. You'll be back again for sure. So we'll definitely have you back. So thank you, everyone. Until next time, we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. May you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings. Bye for now. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
sweetie. Love you.
Bye,
Both.
Linda. Love you.
Thank you again, Shefali. I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yes, absolutely. I'll be in touch for sure.
Yes,
Thank
please. Let's
you.
stay connected. All right. Have a good rest of your day.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye, honey.